Hello everyone, welcome back. It is Laura at Hyperstamper. I'm really excited today because I have this book here from the 1890s called Our Village, and it's by Miss Mitford, and it is a beautiful cover, these beautiful florals on here, and you can see the hinges here, the graphic hinges. It's still got its original gold lettering debossed. And when I received this, it was literally just a cover with this one page inside, and the rest of the pages had been torn out. So it was already shelled and ready for me to use. But I love the inscription here. It was a prize for proficiency, Christmas of 1894. So it's just wonderful. And of course, to keep in theme with my antique covers, I always make sure that everything inside is also authentic antique and some vintage ephemera. No commercial products in here, and I'm just about to put this in my Etsy shop, hyperstamper.etsy.com, and I hope you'll go and check it out. And for now, let's take a little journey through this beautiful book. I added some of my vintage beads here. They're all vintage, and you saw the first original pages there. This is a beautiful vintage dictionary page. Look at this gorgeous little yellow hammer image. Over here in this 1950s postage stamp collector book page, I've added this, sorry, fiddling, just a vintage page from Pointe au Baril Community Library. And then we have here this wonderful 1940s magazine piece on an 1800s antique paper for journaling on. And one of my 1920s flinch cards, number 13, lucky 13. And then we've got a little inscription here on this 1800s page here from another antique book. And up here, I've added this little booklet that I made out of my cut-offs of my antique papers. And then some vintage ledger paper here and a vintage children's book page, quite sweet. I made this flower out of antique papers. And that here is one of my wonderful plates from 1904 from the English Countryside series. Look at this beautiful, beautiful picture here. I just love it. And that is actually from the Dick and Jane series, from the Dick and Jane. This is from a very old Monopoly game, Pennsylvania Avenue. And this is a very old ticket from England. It is the Merseyside Transport Company on the Mersey River. And then this is from 1947. This is another one of these fantastic fashion pages, fashion through the ages. This is Louis VIII era depicted there, really fabulous. It's a 1940s advertisement here that I got out of an old magazine. I made a really cool flip pocket there. And this is 1927 My Book House series from the Treasure Chest. This is an antique interior spine, construction spine. And I love this 1950s baby card. The baby's 1 year old, but look at the foil in there. It's really quite detailed, and it's a cutout. It makes it almost impossible to open it up to journal inside, but you could cut the top if you want to turn it into a little booklet. But I just think it's so sweet. You can actually journal inside it. A 1950s embroidery book page and a vintage bird book page. I love this pocket here from the early 1920s. And then this I just thought was really cool. The American Way. I got from a 1930s newspaper from New York. And then this here is a 1940s embroidery transfer. I'm getting low on these, so whoever gets this one is very lucky because they can make all kinds of fun things with this one. You can even use it. Iron it onto a tea towel and embroider over the pattern. It's fun. I just love them. They're just the texture, everything about them, the design. This is a 1920s photograph here that somebody later on wrote in the names of all the people in here. This wonderful family here. And I think that might be the last one of that family that I have. It makes me very sad. I don't know the family, but somebody discarded their photo album. And his is just a wonderful 1950s magazine page. Look at these little sweeties here. The pleasure of their company. Oh gosh, so sweet. And then in the pocket here, got this great cluster. And then I've got a 1950s Baby Parker recipe book page. This is from 1895 over here. Really cool advertisement here. Look at that. fabulous. This is one of my favorite things. It's one of the last ones I have, if not the last one, but it's from 1920s school book, and it's just practicing your cursive writing. I thought this was scribbling, but it's actually practicing to keep between the lines. I found that out later by an old school teacher. Isn't that cool? I just love it so much. And this is a really cool historic pages here. Look at that from the 20s. Oh, just fabulous, fabulous illustrations. Or images, sorry, not illustrations. Just more cursive writing practice there. I love it so much. And this is a vintage dust cover from a book. I just loved the vibrant color of it, so I put that in there. Antique book page here. Another vintage bird book page there. 1950s embroidery book page. And this is from a vintage bird book as well. Oh, great. Look how colorful that is. I just love it. It looks brand new, but it is not. It's over 50 years old. Another little flower I made there. It's a little teeny tiny pocket dictionary page here. And vintage. And this, again, is from the early 1900s. Isn't that beautiful? Scotland. Love it. And then this here is from the 1800s. And this is a beautiful pressed flower. I hope you can see the different colors in there. It turned out really well. I'm happy with that one. And then here we've got some shrubs from an antique botanical book. 1950s receipt here. And then this really fun little advertising here for Chateau cheese. If it's Borden, it's got to be good. Too funny. This is a very old postcard from 1907. It's got a wonderful message on the back, and this person sent it to Denmark. Isn't that great? From London to Denmark. I just love it. And this here is from an antique postcard book, which has long since been made into a journal. Lucky owner. She just loves her postcard album journal, and I love that she has it. Another Pearl Shop receipt for journaling on. Another 1800s business forms book page. And then I turned this 1800s page into a journaling spot by adding antique paper to the back. And I love this little collection of buttons here. Look at that. Isn't that great? I just love everything about this. I just love the feel of it. This one is broken, but I kind of like that too. Made in Canada. Little silk covered buttons there. Antique book page here. And some great advertisements on this side from 1895. That is also from the early 1900s. I pulled that from a newspaper, Want Ads, from June 8th, 1939. And this is one of my favorite pieces here in this journal. It's a hand marbled paper, and that is from the 1800s. And that's from a German book. They were really good at marbling paper. And then this is a 1955 American Road Highway map book, and this is South Dakota page here. And then inside here is a little research, hand-typed research paper. Little original staple on there. 1886 was what the research was on. And a vintage geography book page there. And another antique set here of papers. Oh, that's from the 1920s. I love it. The Elf Man. This is a 1970s art book page. So this is over 50 years old, this one here. And it's got this little plate on it that you could actually remove if you wanted. I love your little piece. This page here is from the 1850s. And that brings us to the end. I hope you love it as much as I loved making it. You can check this out on hyperstamper.etsy.com along with about 30 more of my journals. And don't forget to subscribe. See you soon.